According to a study done by Deloitte Consulting in 2005, there are 9.2 million horses in the United States. There are 4.6 million Americans involved in the horse industry, with millions more participating as spectators. With these numbers, it's not a surprise that the horse industry has a $102 million impact on the U.S. economy. One aspect of the horse industry is horse slaughter. It's a highly controversial topic. Horse slaughter has been banned in the U.S. since 2007. However, horses can still be shipped to Canada and Mexico for slaughter. When determining your stance on the topic, you need to consider the history of this industry and the role the horse has played, as well as the negative and positive aspects that it brings to the table. After reviewing the facts, it is my hope that you will agree that horse slaughter is a necessary evil. The history of the horse goes back 55 million years and is among the best documented in all of paleontology. It is believed that horses were once hunted for their meat, as evidenced by cave drawings. Humans began to domesticate the horse as a herd animal, much like cattle. Over time, horses began to play huge parts in history around the world. They were increasingly used for riding, to pull chariots, wagons, carriages. They were put to work on farms, allowing more land to be worked, and in mines, pulling carts filled with coal. They were used in wars to carry soldiers and pull cannons and equipment. Then came the invention of the engine, and with that came cars, trucks, tractors, and trains. Horses were slowly replaced. Today, horses can still be found working cattle or pulling a wagon. Some cultures still depend highly upon the horse, but the majority of horses today are simply pets or used for entertainment purposes. Besides the fact that no horse owner wants to think about their horse ending up on someone's plate, there are many negatives to this industry. As horses are not consumed by humans in the United States, the regulations for horse slaughter are almost non-existent in comparison to those for cattle, hogs, and chickens. A horse may change ownership several times over its lifetime, possibly moving from one state to another each time. This means that being able to track the horse's entire medical history is practically impossible. This doesn't include the over-the-counter supplements an owner may give them. So being able to determine if a horse is safe to consume is hard. Horse theft is made easier, as the thief can take a horse straight to auction, and within hours that stolen horse may be on its way to a slaughterhouse in a different state or even a different country. The processing of a horse is done much like cattle. A horse is done with a bolt hammer, causing unconsciousness. If an animal is not properly stunned, it can be conscious for the disembowelment step, and that's a cruel end for any animal. After hearing some of the negatives, you're probably thinking there cannot be any positives to this industry. The Humane Society of the United States believes that the increase of horse abuse and neglect, as well as any downturn in the horse market, is related to the economic downturn that began the same year that the last slaughter plant closed in the United States. But one can argue that with no plants in the United States, horses that are bought for slaughter must now endure longer journeys to Canada and Mexico, most likely in trailers meant for cattle, not horses. With the closing of the U.S. plants, horse prices dropped significantly. Some can say that it's a good thing horses are cheaper, but in actual fact it's not. All over the United States, horses were being abandoned by their owners, trailered out in the middle of nowhere and set loose. Why, you ask? Because they could not sell the horse privately for the price that they wanted, that they felt the horse was worth. But to take them to auction actually cost them money. Because horses were so cheap, free even, people who loved the idea of owning a horse but had no knowledge of how to take care of one would take these horses and put them in a small pasture, even their backyard. And the rule of thumb I'm grown up with is 2 acres of pasture per one horse or cow. And while it is true that many of the horses that end up headed to slaughter in good condition may even have training of some sort, there are also horses that are too old to be anything but pasture ornament, or they may be blind or lame, unable to be ridden due to injury. There are even horses that are perfectly healthy but are what we call rogue, unable to be tamed or pose a threat to human life. The main focus of those who oppose horse slaughter is the consumption of horse meat by humans. Not all horse meat is sent overseas. Some is sold to zoos. Other products that come from horses include glue, shampoo, conditioner, boots, other leather goods. Horsehair is used for brushes and even rope. The debate of horse slaughter is not an easy one, but something that we must remember is that horses are a livestock. Yes, some are companions, but the vast majority of horses are used for a specific purpose: racing, showing, competition, work. As a horse ages, their ability to do those things change. To those who make a living with horses, we have to remove our emotions from the equation sometimes and look at the bottom line. Horses that can no longer perform are sold so that room for a horse that can perform is made. It's our hope that whoever buys from us gives a new purpose to that horse. But there will come a time when that horse is simply no longer useful. There are many things that are not perfect with the horse slaughter industry, but instead of trying to completely get rid of it, why not put efforts into coming up with solutions to improve the industry? Would it not mean more jobs, which can help boost the economy? With the market price back in place, horse prices would most likely rise, improving the horse industry and further boosting the economy. There are many more aspects to the history of the horse, many more negatives and many more positives that can be considered when making the decision of where you stand on the subject of horse slaughter. But there are those of us that love horses, that have been in the horse industry for years, have experienced the joy of birth and the pain of death and everything in between with these amazing animals. And we understand the benefits of horse slaughter outweigh the drawbacks, making it a necessary evil. Thank you.